me a second. All right. Can you guys see me?
Yep.
Yep. Okay. All righty then. Hang on a second. We are going to go. All right. Let's go here. So here is this awesome flip chart that, oopsie, that is in the back. When you go to, hang on a second. Share screen. Boom. So when you go to back into Zen Project 8, like all with capital letters, you can download a bunch of stuff under files there. And I love this one just because it literally kind of explains what Zen Project 8 is really all about. So I think that some people, if you're just doing like a Zen party, we actually have people that want to do Zen parties. And so when they just show, when they just show, that's something I added on, when they just want to show like, what is Zen Project 8? What does 8 weeks look like? How do I plug in? Like, tell me about it. You know what I mean? This is a great thing to kind of take them really quickly, like literally in 10 minutes through kind of what it's about. And again, if you don't want to do something like this, you can always let the tool do the talking, because in your J-Mobile app, remember, you have those videos that explain detox, ignite, thrive. You can literally just send somebody a video from your phone and let the tool do the talking. But this is something where, like, I feel like Danielle, you and Stacy, you too, you guys, and I don't know the other sweet girl yet that's eating. What's her name?
Maddie.
Maddie, I don't know you yet, but I'm sure you're highly capable if you're running with these broads. So, seriously, right? Right? So the bottom line is like, once you kind of go through this, once I show it to you, it's going to be easier for you to understand and replicate, because it is, so Mark McDonald kind of put this together when he came to do a presentation in North Dakota once. There are many things you can't control in life. The one thing you can control is obviously how you choose to take care of yourself. And that usually resonates with most people, because they're at a point, whether they're coming to the yoga studio for health, strength, or even weight loss, they're at a point where they're ready to make some changes. They're ready to take some responsibility for their health. And we know this, abs are built in the kitchen, right, girls? So, I mean, we can do yoga, we can do different modalities of exercise, but ultimately we have to nourish our body. My cousin Delaney and Kristen, they just got started. They just both are just in phenomenal shape. They said what we love most about Zen Project 8 is it helps people to create a healthy relationship with food. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I love how you guys say that, because that's exactly what it does. It teaches people how to nourish their body and create a healthy relationship with food, instead of the caloric restriction or the crazy, calorie counting and all the stuff that people do pretty much everywhere on a daily basis. So love this slideshow. It's simple, it's easy. If you care about this stuff and you want to share it, you can. The good thing about this slideshow is you could take out slides that you don't want to use and keep the ones in that you do. But obviously 75% of the adult population is going to be overweight or obese by 2020. I've read some studies that even say upwards of 80%, which is 8 out of 10 people. It's a problem. The average dieter are people looking to lose weight. They buy a new diet book every 90 days. So about 4 times a year, they're buying diet books or trying the next fad diet, which is really what we're helping people to kind of break free from, is that crazy diet mentality. I always say there's such freedom when you're not dieting anymore. You know what I mean? It's like bondage. Dieting is bondage. So no caloric restriction, no carbohydrate depleting, because that literally slows down people's metabolism. The less they eat, the slower their metabolism is. With this program, you learn to eat the 5 to 7 to maybe even 8 times a day, because it's literally like putting a log in the fireplace. It stimulates your metabolism. I always say America's been trained the exact opposite with caloric restriction of how you're actually supposed to be doing it to get healthy and feel nourished. And I mean, just think of our kids. We're feeding them all the time. They're like little fat burning machines. Anyway, so people are obviously desperately seeking for a solution. These are just some things that I had thrown in here that's in my presentation. She's lost 40 pounds. Janet Dobagai, her husband's lost 45. This was a husband, the husband, wife, son, family, and the mother-in-law all took the journey in this family. Carly, she was at my party the other night. Carly's lost like 23 pounds. Hudson's lost like 28 pounds. They just are a phenomenal. I mean, she quit drinking Diet Coke, Mountain Dew. Like, this family has transformed their life, and they've lived this way now for over 2 years. So the bottom line is, like, what I love about showing you these pictures is when I see these people now, they look better yet. You know how sometimes when you see people and they lost weight and then you see them a year later, you're like, oh my gosh, what happened? With these guys, they show up at my house and I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys look so phenomenal. And they feel even better, which is the best part, right? Tiffany Otto, you guys maybe know her from Facebook. She's lost about 45 pounds, but now she's pregnant, so now she's gaining some weight. Got a little baby, 5 months pregnant. So for a 5th degree in Taekwondo black belt, but just kind of let her health get away from her, and really has taken ownership for her health. And then, of course, Leota, you guys know Leota, 125 pounds down. We quit measuring how much fat she lost after we got to 100 inches because it was just so overwhelming. And so just massive health results from getting off her diabetes medications to just literally training herself to eat right for the rest of her life. No walker anymore. She got rid of the walker at 80. Throw that walker out the window. We don't need it anymore. Anyway, so Zen Project 8, why it's so phenomenal. Really, it has the plan. And so when you get your Transform kit, it comes with the booklets. Now, Stacy, I let you know earlier today that if you don't get a Transform kit, let's say somebody just buys a bag of shake mix or something like that, but yet they kind of want to follow the system and the program, what you need to do is these booklets, they actually come in 10 packs. So I could buy 10 Detox, 10 Ignite, 10 Thrive booklets. And then, if people come, like at your gym, for example, I was thinking, Danielle, like you could literally sell them a packet of booklets along with a bag of shake mix, if that's how you're going to do it. And you have to kind of decide how you want to work your business. If you want to do wholesale to retail at your facility where you have the shakes and the supplements sitting there. Part of me thinks what would be really nice if you'd buy, they could either go to your website and order it directly there and it comes to them in 3 days, or you could have Detox, Ignite, Thrive boxes sitting there because they come in a beautiful little box. And you could literally say, okay, this week we're going to detox. Maybe you have 20 detox boxes and you sell out type thing. I don't know. It's totally up to you. Just know that the wholesale to retail option is an option for you. And sometimes I know in fitness, if you have it there, like it's like you tell somebody to go buy a yoga mat 100 times, they don't do it. All of a sudden you have them at the gym and you're like, yeah, they're $20 and people hand you a 20. I know how that works in the fitness realm. So might be an option. So the plan is this, and these booklets come. If they order that 8-week Transform kit, the booklets will come in the Transform kit automatically for them. When they're buying the products individually, they don't get these booklets, so it's nice to have extras on hand to sell to others or to give away, whatever you choose to do, okay? And then, of course, the products are phenomenal. We'll talk about those in just one second. And the community and support, really, you don't have to be the nutrition coach, although you could be because you know so darn much, right? All of you girls know a lot about health and nutrition, obviously. But the reality is you don't need another full-time job. You can totally just plug people into the Zen Project 8 Facebook page where they can get a lot of their questions answered because there's literally thousands of nutrition coaches like myself. Maybe in the long run, maybe you say, I want to be a nutrition coach. Well, that's something you can do. You know what I mean? You don't have to do that to have success with this business, though. In fact, some people think that they need that to have success, and it really inhibits their growth. I'm like, just plug into the system because the system does, it works. Like Delaney and Kristen, these guys are just ripped. They're like, Delaney was less than 1% body fat. It was crazy. And he was Mr. Minnesota. And he said, I can't believe I can take someone who's already remotely kind of in decent shape and I can put them on this and they just get ripped. He said, I can't believe it. And he said, in bodybuilding, we cut fruit. He said, in this, like you eat fruit, these people, he said, they're melting. He said, I've got a guy in the plan. He's been on 2 weeks. He's lost 11 pounds. And he said, he's not a big guy to begin with. He said, this is incredible. And I said, Delaney, it's all straight science. It's just stabilizing your blood sugar, And so the support system, and then remember typically Monday night, Mark does the nutrition webinar at 8 p.m. And then we have our Zen business building webinar that I do with Mark McDonald at 9 p.m. So that's every Monday night. It's free content. Many times with my own people that are on the program, I say, listen, just make sure you engage in the process and get on the free webinar on Monday night because it'll just totally bless you and you'll learn something. Sometimes Mark talks about what to feed your kids. Sometimes Mark talks about what to eat when you go out to eat. Like every week on that nutrition webinar, it's really designed just to educate people and raise the bar for them and help them to raise their knowledge base nutritionally. There's no talk of network marketing or anything like that. The 9 p.m. Webinar is specifically about growing your Zen business. So that's a different group of people. It's like leaders like you girls would be getting on something like that. So of course, eating in threes, when you keep your blood sugar between 80 and 120 there, obviously that is going to be PFC every 3 like a baby, protein, fat, carbs every 3 hours like a baby, right? So we're getting very, I always say, don't trust your feelings. Just stick to the plan and eat every 3 hours because some people started and they're not hungry because they're used to eating twice a day. And some people started and they're like, Oh my gosh, some people say they're starving, and that tells me they shouldn't wait 3 hours. They should eat every 2.5 because they have a little faster metabolism out of the gates. But ideally, we want to be 80 to 120, which means we're eating every 3 hours, that balance of the proteins, fats, and carbs that you see on the plate there. So balance your plate with PFC every 3 hours. It's literally that easy to do. So breakfast snack, lunch snack, dinner snack. I mean, that's kind of how it works. And so why do we do that? Because when you're here, you're in homeostasis, which is straight science. Again, when you're in homeostasis, your body is literally in balance. It's a fat burning machine. It's optimal, right? It's going to function at its best. When you skip a meal, or when people exercise on an empty stomach, let's say they go to 5:30 a.m. exercise class and they didn't eat before they come. Well, sometimes those people get a little nauseous, a little shaky, a little weak during class. And that is because literally your blood sugar has fallen under 80 and your body is starting to burn your lean muscle now. And that's why you feel like such hell. That's where people get hangry, right? In fitness, the fitness world, some people even get nauseous. They're like, oh, I'm nauseated. I don't know what's going on. It's because your blood sugar has dropped so low. So at that point, your body is holding on to fat. It's burning your muscle and holding onto the fat, which is exactly the opposite of why we're even at that workout, right? So what we never want to do is we never want to come into a workout on a completely empty stomach. We want to have a little something, maybe a half an hour before you work out. Hard-boiled egg, handful of berries, just something so that you're not going at it on an empty stomach. And so what happens when most people are so low like that, they grab a simple carbohydrate, it jacks their blood sugar up over 120 there, as you can see. And when you read over here above 120, too many calories per meal or too many carbs per meal, their blood sugar spikes. And literally anytime you're over 120, your body is beginning to store fat because your body had to fire out that insulin to come in there and bring the blood sugar down. So anytime your body fires out insulin, that's going to be the visceral fat and the belly fat. So that is really where you want to be. Talk to Scott before you go. Okay. Anyway, so 80 to 120 is where you want to be. And like it says, with the stable blood sugar, your body releases the stored fat. Ding, 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 ding. I mean, that's what every person in the country wants. Protects your lean muscle. That's why we're working out. We don't want to burn it, baby. We want to hang on to it. And then eliminates the craving. So that's kind of PFC and the Zen Project data in a nutshell, what it does. So those are the 3 phases that you guys know about, and they come in each individual box. That if you do all 3, the Detox, Ignite, Thrive, that would be the Transform Kit. That's what it's called. It's $3.99. So detox, you're cutting the foods that are cause you to be bloated. You're adding those clean foods in to help you really lay down that good nutritional foundation. And you're flushing a lot of those toxins out with a lot of water. So half your body weight in ounces of water. And of course, we love, love, love our shake because 21 grams of high quality protein, no soy protein, praise the Lord. You got the casein protein, which really helps at night. I always tell people have a shake right before bed because that really, when you're doing that right before bed, you literally will build lean mass. You literally will heal the muscles in your body. So it's the way, and the micellar casein, which they just did a study with, Mark McDonald said, and it helped people to stay fuller 2.5 hours longer than a typical shake. So that blend is like really powerful for pre or post workout. 5 grams of fiber helps people pooping. And anytime you can get people pooping, guess what? They're just funner to be around. I'm like, there's something about when you clean out the gut, you clean out the brain. I'm like, come on, get rid of the brain fog. So 5 grams of fiber, 5 strains of probiotics. So it really increases the natural immunity, which is great for people that are exercising, right? Gluten-free, soy protein-free. Comes in chocolate and vanilla. Those are the 2 base flavors, and they're excellent plain. We sometimes like to doll them up at the house here. My boys literally make them like with a tablespoon of peanut butter and tastes like, they're a Dairy Queen. My husband makes them so thick when you take the glass and put it upside down, it doesn't even like fall out. It's so thick. So he thinks that's how they're to be made, but they're excellent shaken and just taken that way. I prefer them blended, totally up to you. During detox week, they take that prime supplement, so that helps to get rid of the excess bloat and kind of the yucky stuff that's been in our system for a long time because we've been eating out and we've been eating way too much sodium and maybe we've been eating processed food. So obviously it's got the dandelion root, the juniper berry, which really have been help with digestive issues long term. The milk thistle really helps to clean out the kidneys and the liver, and then grapeseed extract. So this is just like an amazing kind of enzyme blend for getting rid of the bloat. So the average weight loss that I see during detox, it varies on the person. I would say 5 to 11 pounds is pretty average, although some people like Leota, she lost 18, So you just never know, but I never promise big weight loss. I just say it's kind of what you need to foundationally drain the dirty bath water before we put the clean bath water in. Like, we need to get rid of all the junk in the trunk and get rid of it. And so detox week is going to be the way of doing that. 1 week long, if they're a smoker or they're a drinker, which means they drink every night, or they have more than 50 pounds to lose, they can detox for 2 weeks. Okay. Most people, 1 week is sufficient, but smokers, drinkers, and talking about calling out your evils, right? You get to do it for 2 weeks. All right. So 50 pounds to lose, they can do that too. So no working out, very gentle activity during detox week, maybe some light yoga, maybe some light cardio, but nothing that is going to make them super sore. The point of detox is to get rid of the inflammation in the body, not create it. Okay. Ignite is weeks 2 through 4. So it's basically the rest of the month. And obviously that's where we get them working out. They're attending every yoga class. I mean, they're just rocking their bodies during that. But really burn with the Zen Shape, which is the supplement that helps to burn the visceral fat and helps to reset our leptin hormone. Leptin is a hormone that kind of tells us we're full. And most people's leptin is really out of control because they've chronically dieted, or they have a lot of stress, or they have a lack of sleep, or all three. And leptin, that's why some people can eat like, a bag of chips, big bag of chips, and then sit down an hour later and have an entire meal because their leptin hormone is just so out of control. So it helps with the Zen Shape. You get to sculpt with the exercise, and of course, still consuming those protein shakes, which by this point, you're probably feeding your family them because they're so delicious. And then the Thrive is the entire second month. Really, that's more of the, like, my family just lives in the Thrive phase, because that's where you can bring like the cheese back in and the butter and those types of things. But some people say to me, Renita, can I just live in the Ignite phase? And I tell them absolutely, until they reach their goal weight. I actually feel the best living in detox phase because I'm gluten intolerant. So during detox, it's pretty much a protein fat color. There's no grainy carbs. You know what I mean? And so I love protein fat color. I feel the best when I live there. People with autoimmune disorders, I don't know if you have anybody with fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, anything really, RA, any of those things. If they live in detox, they will feel absolutely freaking dynamite because grains just pour fuel on the fire of autoimmune diseases. So if you have any of those people to help me, just do the program. Just try to live as close to that detox meal plan as you can, making their carbohydrates always being fruits and vegetables. That will really, really bless them. This is the amino acids. I love them. They come in fruit punch and watermelon, 5,000 milligrams of amino acids, 9 different essential amino acids, which means the body can't produce them. We have to get them from our food. And so 9 different amino acids. It's a broken down state already. It's a great thing to have while they're at class. I find that people that drink Zen Fit while they're exercising, they endure longer. They feel stronger longer. They feel better the entire time they're working out. So I encourage people to drink it before, during, and after exercise. We even give it to our kids when they go to football practice, track meets, soccer practice. Like, they take in their water bottles. I always say, I'll have the 8-year-old on the block that says, Mom, I need my Zen aminos for track. I'm like, okay, hang on, I'll grab it, So, but train them young, right? Train them young. So, and then of course the community and the support with the booklets. I think the booklets are just phenomenal. I always tell women, put it in your purse. Page 9 is your grocery shopping list. So when you go to the grocery store, just open to page 9 and get what is on the list. It literally teaches you what a protein is, what a fat is, and what a carbohydrate is, which I think in this day and age is so valuable because I'm telling you what, I go into all the school systems here. They don't educate them like that. They don't say name a protein. You know what I mean? Most people still think that they're still counting peanut butter as a protein, which is essentially a fat, but it's got protein in it, and it just doesn't have all of our essential amino acids. So it's not legit for real muscle repair and muscle recovery because it doesn't have all of our amino acids that our bodies really need to restore. So anyway, so just kind of helping people to shift their mindsets. I always say you got to change your mind to change your life. And so that's really the kind of a great presentation. These the only pack that's going to be available, I think they have maybe already removed them, Awaken and Commit, and if not, it's going to be very soon. The only one that you're going to be able to get is the Transform Kit, unless you go in there, and you could do this, Danielle, for your gym. You could literally go in there and buy bulk shake mix and buy bulk shape supplement and buy bulk prime detox supplement. Like, you could go in there and buy bulk of everything and then just turn around and sell it like that at your club. Do it that way if you wanted, or you could simply buy 10 Transform kits. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then boom. I mean, so whatever works the best for you. Or if you say, Renita, I don't want to freaking stock it, I'll just have like one visual, and then the rest, they can just go to my website and get it in 3 days. I would do like an 8-week run though. That's how I would launch it, is like, we're going to rock our health, because some people, like, it was like I was at that class down in Arizona, and the gal next to me, she goes, the aerial yoga class, she said, well, I really came to lose weight. And she said, I haven't lost any weight, but I am stronger, so I'm thankful for that. But some of these women are coming with the intention of losing weight, and they think that exercise alone is going to do it for them. And like I said, we know that nutrition is really 80% of weight loss, if that's what they're coming, or even muscle building. You know, you can lift weights all day in the gym, but if you don't have the right nutrition, you're not going to get stronger, you know? So do you guys have questions on that? What do you guys think of that flip chart? And this is kind of just one page of it all, where it kind of,
I love it.
Yeah, super simple. I love simple. And I always tell people, get a food scale unless they want to use their palms. You know, women's 3 ounces, men are 5 ounces. You know, 3 ounces of carbs, 3 ounces of proteins for women, 5 ounces of carbs, 5 ounces of protein for men, and then a big old thumb of fat every time you eat. Boom, boom, boom. Pour the fat on.
That's amazing. Renita, I was just telling the girls that I've like already noticed a huge difference, and I'm only on day 3. Not even joking.
Yeah, I love it. It's amazing. You know, even you, like Danielle, you're so healthy and strong and fit already. You know what I mean? So that's why I say it doesn't matter if you're overweight, underweight, the perfect weight. It doesn't matter. Something is going to change when you do an 8-week run. Like, either your knowledge base is going to go up, your strength is going to go up. Like, people say just the feeling that they have in their head of just being like one gal called me and she goes, I think this is what well-being feels like. That was what she said. She said, because she said, I've never been so like level-headed. And I said, that's probably because you were living before in the peaks and valleys of the sugar highs and lows, you know? She's like, absolutely. So super easy. So that's a flip chart that's accessible to all of you. It's in the back office. It's in Zen Project 8 under files in there. I added a few before and afters to it, which I could text you, and you could totally add those to it yourself as well, if that's something you want to do. Or I could just send you this whole chunk of it and send it via Dropbox, and you could have that on your computer, and you can always take out what slides you don't want, you know?
Okay. Yeah. I've been, like I said, I can't wait to like have more people involved, just so they know how good to feel, you know?
Right. Yeah. Isn't that the truth?
Right. So I can't wait to get the studio up and running, and just, you know, have everyone come in there and be like, what is this? Like, this is a lifestyle.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, Stacey, I want to go because I want to hit the road, so I make it to your house. But do you guys have any like pressing questions? I think the biggest thing I would encourage you to do is kind of think about, talk about, pray about, whatever you do, how you're going to set it up. I mean, do you want to do a wholesale to retail where you do bulk orders and sell it like that? Do you want to buy 10 transform kits and sell it like that? Or do you just want to have one visual and say, hey, listen, we're going to start on this date. Here's the website. Let's get your kit ordered. Or maybe even do an old-fashioned, Stacey, you've got those hard copy sign-up sheets. Not a bad idea. You know what I mean? Yep. To have people just fill this out if you plan on doing an 8-week run with us starting on whatever, you know, September 1st, August 20th, whatever day you decide to start it, or September 20th or October 1st, right? Whatever date you decide to start it, have this filled out, or even pre-launch it. You can even pre-launch it and say, hey, I'm going to be doing this. We're going to couple nutrition with our yoga to take our bodies to the next level. You know, on the launch date, we could start our 8-week run on the day the gym opens. And so you could kind of do a pre-launch thing even on social media and with that group of people that you're already leading, whether it's at yoga in the park or whatever you're doing, to kind of show them, hey, this is when we're starting. Do you want to do it with us? And you know, you're so good, Danny. You could literally go online and you could literally do like just kind of how I'm talking PFC every 3. You could hold up your booklets, a Facebook Live. And because you girls are the best, that's what I've been told about you, all the instructors there. I think that people will just follow your lead, you know, and say, we're going to launch this on this date. People are like, okay, what do I need to do? How do I do it? Well, here's the link to order. And you could just send them right to your website and say, it's called the Transform Kit, put it in your cart. Stacey can show you how to literally copy and paste, you know, at your website, as they can do it as a retail customer. And remember, what I might do it, like I might sign up your instructors if they want to do it, because if the instructors are promoting it at their classes, they can talk about it. And for every Transform Kit that you sell, it's $125. I mean, that's significant. You know what I mean? And so, I mean, even if you sign up your instructors and those instructors go out to their classes that they're teaching, and when new guests come or people come that want to join and they get them, I mean, you make money anyway, Danielle, because you're the owner, because it flows up to you. But like, it'd be a nice little add-on to just a little bonus for some of these instructors, if that's how you want to work it. I'm not sure how you want to set your business up, but not a bad idea to, you know, make it like an incentive, like run this together, you know, or unless you just do the business all together as one and split all the profits, you could do it that way. Totally up to you. It's something you just need to talk through and find out where everybody's commitment level is, because if yours is 100% and someone else is 30, well, I wouldn't partner with that person, you know?
Right. Yep.
I always say, let's just do honesty in the front end so that we don't have to, so that we can avoid a lot of bad conversations later on, you know, just like be honest and truthful about where we're going, where we see this. And, you know, if we're going to be passionate about it and really helping people to change their nutritional standards, because that's really what it does. Even after an 8-week run, they can just live the rest of their lives like this. Chances are they'll probably want to continue to order the Zen Fit and the shakes. I mean, that's what I see. The reorder rate is like 95% because they fall in love with them. Right. And so that's a wonderful thing, because I always say after an 8-week run, you could just go to straight PFC, but most people still have a challenging time prepping 7 meals a day. I mean, I certainly would. I have 3 boys and a family of 5. I mean, thank God for the shakes. Because when I'm in a pinch, I'm like, okay, shakes around. We just blend up 5 shakes and set them in front of everybody, you know? I mean, so it really helps our family because we're a busy family and we just want to stay nourished. So, do you guys have questions?
No, I'm just going to have to sit and figure out what I need to do, what my next step is. For sure.
That sounds good. And Stacey can help you. And if you have my phone number too, Danielle. So if you ever have questions and want to talk through it a little bit more, just call me. Or Scott's my husband's really good, because he's so business minded and analytical. He always has great solutions as well. If you're saying, you know, should I do it this way or that way? He's always a good person to bounce that kind of stuff off too, because he's very diplomatic, Scott, compared to me, you know?
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to hit the road. I'll see you girls soon. And nice meeting you.
Bye.
Adios. If you have questions, let me know. Okay, girls?
Hey, real quick, will you work on that copper level for me?
Will I do what?
Work on the copper level?
Yes, I texted Mark McDonald. Honestly, I think it's got to be so minute, because no one's ever asked that question ever. That, I mean, if someone had that same disease, there's got to be. I mean, there's thousands and thousands and thousands of people doing this.
Yeah.
And the fact that no one has responded tells me that it's got to be next to nothing. But I texted Mark too, and he hasn't even responded. So I'm like, okay.
I looked at Isogenics. Isogenics was 50%. So.
Really?
Yeah. What
the hell is all that copper in there for, I wonder?
I don't know.
You got to be careful with minerals and trace minerals and things like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to look into that a little bit more. I'll research it while I drive to Grand Forks.
Thank you. Don't crash.
Okay. God bless you, girls. Bye.
Bye. Is there people behind this right now? Bye.